we're using monkfish, which would be known as Molly Gowan, mussels, but known as Clappy Doos, which I think is a brilliant name. We're going to combine that with some dulse, some dried dulse, some smoked dulse. These are capers made with elderberry, green elderberries that have been salted and then pickled. Put a wee bit of onion in with that. But the first thing we'll do is some kale. So kale, again, very traditional veg. These bits, I'm going to take these off. These are kale, call these kale blades. So you take that off there, and it doesn't take very long to cook this either. You know, it's one of those, it's a cabbage, so it's best not to cook it very long. This will cook down, it's just going to be a garnish really for the end. And that's our kale, so we'll take those off. So they'll just go in. I've got some salted water behind me on the turf fire, so we'll just fire this in. Okay, so that's our kale. Got a nice hot pan here, some oil, and then we're going to cook our monkfish. I just cut it up into like kind of collops, season it with a wee bit of salt, and then that just put the pan on again, just make sure the oil heats up, and then just into the pan. Again, these are nice thin pieces, so they're not going to take too much to cook. A bit of onion, so just about a quarter of an onion, and we want this to be finely chopped. That goes into the pan. And it's just sort of going to make a kind of a butter sauce, so that's just to give it a nice bit of flavour. In the summer, you see elderflower bushes around the countryside, look like big white lacy saucers. But whenever you take them, what I do is, when they come about September, you get green berries just before they turn into red berries. And all I do is salt them for a couple of weeks, take them out of the salt and put them into a pickle. So that's them there. So they're like wee free capers. So we'll throw those in. And elderberry and fish work really, really well together. We'll take some of the dulse and just chop that up. Again, it's quite tough, but persevere with it. Again, dulse, very much part of our tradition in Northern Ireland, and thankfully coming back into trend again. So, which is nice. It was never untrendy for me, but that's okay. Wee bit of butter around the sides here, just to cook that, and that's going to form a wee bit of our sauce. The other thing I'm going to do to season this as well, this is a product from Ballycastle, and it's smoked dulse. So it's the dulse here, but it's just slightly smoked and then dehydrated, and it's made by a guy called Rory Morrison. He's from Islay, so he's a guy from the Scottish Islands originally, harvesting dulse and smoking it in Ballycastle. So a bit of that on top of that, and then we'll just let that just cook down a tiny bit now. Again, it's not going to take much cooking really, and we want a nice bit of that butter on it too, so you take a wee bit of the liquid, which is just pretty much an elderflower vinegar in there, just to sort of bring the whole thing together. Over there. And when you're cooking fish, if you just have a wee poke at it, and it's got a nice wee bit of give like that there, it's not too far off it. We'll have a wee look at our kale then, not too far off it. I'm going to put the kale into this now, just take it off the heat. And just lift some of that. So it really doesn't take an awful lot of time to cook at all. I've seen people cooking kale for half an hour, and you could kind of smell it 2 towns away. So we'll sort of leave it, and it looks beautiful like that. So it's just a nice, really, really nice healthy vegetable as well. So that's pretty much. I'm going to have another wee feel at the monkfish, which is absolutely perfect now, and then just give it a wee stir around there. And then we're just going to plate this up. So just our monkfish down the middle. Again, look, it takes sort of a couple of minutes to cook. It's a lovely meaty fish. This is a great fish if you want to convince somebody who doesn't like fish to eat fish. This is a great one. Put our kale blades around the side here. Give our sauce. So what I'm going to do actually is just take another wee drizzle of butter just at the end. For this bit here, you know when you in Ulster-Scots, this water that you'd cook the kale in is called kale brew. So kale blades in the kale brew, and that's the kale runt. So kale kind of has its own language really. So there we are, and we'll just let that butter melt in at the very, very end. That just brings the whole sauce together. And I'll just take that. So you've got I can smell nice smoky dulse in that, and then the fresh dulse as well. And just spin that over the top. So that's our fish, and then just to finish that, another wee tiny bit of butter. I've already cooked the mussels, and all I want to do is just warm them up a wee tiny bit. So mussels, all I did was a drop of cider or apple juice or water in the bottom of a saucepan, and then just put the mussels in, make sure they're scrubbed and tightly closed, put them in, a bit of salt, put a lid on, and leave it really for about 2 minutes, and they'll open up like this here. Any bivalve like razor clams, mussels were known as Clappy Doos, which I think is a brilliant name anyway. So we'll just run those up the side there. That's your mussels. So mussels are Clappy Doos, Molly Gowan with dulse, elderberry, capers, and some kale blades. That's a lovely Ulster-Scots fish dish.